President, I think, gave me an understanding and an encouraging reception. We had a long and detailed talk. There was a great deal of identity of aim in his position and ours. We all agreed, we both agreed that the main purpose of this whole exercise was to get a peaceful transition from minority to majority rule, to get an interim government that achieved those aims, and to achieve the aims of the armed struggle, if at all possible, by peaceful means. It was, as I say, I think, a very useful and encouraging discussion.
Yesterday you said that Great Britain would like to see an integration of the Rhodesian army with the guerrillas. Given that the Rhodesian government is an illegal government, do you think it will ever be possible to integrate a liberation force with an illegal army?
Oh, I think so, because I think you're coming at it from the wrong end, if I may say so. You've got to look at it against the background of an agreement that has been reached between all the parties concerned, which is supported by the frontline president and which is also supported by Great Britain and by South Africa. Now, in that situation, what we're dealing with are two armies that have been fighting each other, both of which would then owe allegiance to a legal government, because the interim government in Rhodesia would be a legal one. We would legalize it. So you wouldn't then be dealing with sort of an illegal government here and a freedom-fighting army here. You would be dealing with two sets of soldiers who both owed allegiance to the transitional government. Now, the process of integration then is obviously a great deal easier.
As you know, there was another Mr. Shirao from the Rhodesian Parliament, a black member of the Rhodesian Parliament, formed the party. So they want to participate in the conference. Will you accept that?
Well, they've asked. I saw them in Salisbury. They came to see me. They asked whether they could be participants at the Geneva conference. As the chairman of the conference, obviously this is something which I have to consider. In due course, I will let them know my decision.
Did you have any?
I must say this, actually, though, since you have raised the issue. It does seem to me, on the face of it, difficult for anybody to join a conference that is 10 weeks old. To come in halfway through, on the face of it, I think is a somewhat hazardous operation, to put it mildly.
Did you have any talks
to the two of them together?
What will be the Great Britain attitude if you get a general consensus, with the exception of Smith, regarding the new proposal?
We will then have to persuade Mr. Smith in one way or another that these are sensible proposals that he ought to accept.
Via Mr. Forster?
Well, there are all sorts of possible routes to the persuasion. I wouldn't exclude any of them.
I have one more question. There is evidence that there are mercenaries coming to Rhodesia from various Western countries, including England. Is your government intending to stop this?
Well, we have a problem. I'll tell you what it is and what we've been able to do. We've passed legislation to stop anybody recruiting mercenaries in Britain. But Britain, being the sort of country that it is, if somebody turns up at London Airport with a passport and with a valid ticket to wherever, we can't stop him leaving the country. There's no way in which we can withdraw somebody's passport under British law. The United States, for example, has a procedure under which you can actually... Well, I'd like to find an African place, but I think it's unlikely we'd be able to find one that everybody could agree about. At the moment, it looks as if it'll be Geneva. But if we can find an alternative, I'd be quite pleased to consider it.
The conference will not restart on the 17th.
Well, I haven't made any announcement yet or taken any definite decision about that yet. But as it looks at present, I think we may well have to postpone the restart.
Turning back to the talks here with President Michel, would you say that all the points...
What was impressive, I think, was that his approach to the issue and our approach to the issue was really very similar indeed. I think in some ways both of us were perhaps a little surprised to find how much we agreed. Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much. Yes.
We're very anxious indeed to talk to the Patriotic Front, but Mr. Mugabe and Mr. Nkomo would like me to talk. Unfortunately, the two of them aren't here, only one of them is. So we're trying to find out at what point we can actually get the two together and talk.